Hi everyone, meteorologist Chad Edmonds here with a Saturday edition of your daily weather forecast video, sponsored always by Trent Johnson State Farm. TrentIsMyAgent.com. Very active, changing forecast. We've got near to record warmth coming tomorrow. Severe weather risk, at least marginal risk for severe weather, and then just gradient wind, strong non-thunderstorm winds along and just behind the strong cold front that may lead to a few power outages, a heavier soaking rainfall for the area, and then as quickly as we see the near record warmth, again the temperatures fall very rapidly, some scattered snow showers and flurries, and also wind chills dropping below zero by late Sunday night and early Monday morning. And then after that, we got to watch a few little clipper systems and a couple bursts of colder weather coming in before it gets, I think, much colder and snowier towards the midpoint of January after another thaw. That said, a lot of clouds around today, largely overcast area wide with temperatures that are hanging in the 40s to low 50s. The warmth is already coming in from the southwest. We're in the low 50s at Rockville and Cayuga. Even down here, we've had a couple breaks in the clouds, but everybody else is largely overcast. It's only 39 at Logansport, 43 Mariann's Place there in Remington, and it's 45 at Pine Village. Very strong storm system is headed our way. It's a combination of that atmospheric river, those very strong upper level winds coming out of the Pacific, and very strong upper jet coming in from the northwest, right on the gradient of that warm Pacific and some brutally cold air up towards Alaska and the Yukon. And these are looking at the upper level winds and telling me just how far off the chart they are. These are anomalous upper level winds, very strong. So very strong winds here. This is a jet streak that will cause this storm to deepen. And that's what's going to lead to not only the risk of some severe weather, but the sudden near record warmth or record warmth, and then the much, much colder weather. Again, this little jet streak here, winds of more than 120 knots or perhaps 130 miles an hour. In the upper levels of our atmosphere right here. And anytime you get that much wind up there, it creates a vacuum. So very strong winds aloft pull the air up from near the ground, and that lowers the pressure near the ground, and it also creates very strong storm systems because all the air is rushing in trying to fill the void. And a lot of times you get these from sharp temperature gradients as well, because we've got Arctic air coming in from the northwest and very warm air coming in from the southwest and the south. So a mix of things that will give us a very dynamic kind of March type system by tonight, tomorrow, and into tomorrow night. So all that out of the way, here's some scattered showers coming in tonight and into tomorrow morning. This will probably start out as a little drizzle and some fog through the evening and early overnight, and then we increase to some scattered showers with the drizzle and fog later tonight and into tomorrow morning. Then, as temperatures continue to warm, we're going to start to get some thunderstorms to develop tomorrow. So the trend is by late morning, we may have some thunderstorms developing in the area as a push of warm air comes up from the south. Temperatures climbing well into the 60s at that point. And given the amount of shear that we're already going to have and some buoyancy, I think we're going to have to just keep in mind that we may very well have some isolated severe weather risk as early as very late morning and midday tomorrow. And then even into the afternoon, because not only do we have these thunderstorms developing here that will come through, we're going to have the actual line come in from the west late in the day and towards the evening. So I think for now, I mean, this is 1 to 9 in the evening, 1 in the afternoon to 9 in the evening. From 11 a.m. pretty much to 9, we may very well have 2 periods of isolated severe weather risk. One late morning into the early afternoon, and then another one later in the afternoon and into the evening hours. And the threat would be isolated, but the risk is there for a wind, brief weak tornado spin up kind of threat. And this is kind of putting it all together. Watch the drizzle and fog giving way to showers, and then one round of some thunderstorms right there, and then you see the line of storms go through, and then the very tight lines from a very powerful storm system, and even some flurries and snow showers coming in from the northwest Sunday night and into Monday. So right now it's isolated severe risk. If it were a little more unstable, maybe we had a little more buoyancy, easily slight to enhanced risk or severe, but it's marginal. It's a 1 out of 5 on the scale for an isolated tornado spin up and a couple or a few severe gusts that can't be ruled out amid some pretty good soaking rain. The best overlay of good shear and a little bit more buoyancy, a little bit more instability is southern Illinois, southern Indiana, down into Missouri. So that area could very well be upgraded to slight. If we can somehow get just a little bit more buoyancy, a little more instability into the area, we could very well be upgraded to a slight risk. But isolated severe looks good for now with 1 out of 5. You see it right there, the marginal risk on the scale here, 1 being marginal, 5 being one of those high risk days. A high-risk day would equate to, for example, what we had back in November 2013 with the tornado outbreak. So that kind of puts this scale into perspective. And a lot of rain, too. This is going to be a good soaker for us, anywhere from 8/10 to some spots getting more than 1.5 inches of rain. And right now it looks like some of the highest totals may actually be in our northern counties. So for a change, a lot of our creeks and streams and rivers will actually see a good boost, a good rise in water levels. But it's also going to lead to kind of a muddy mess. Now the good news is if you're feeding livestock, that muddy mess will freeze up because we've got some bitterly cold weather coming on Monday. The downside of that is, well, we've got bitterly cold air coming Monday. It's going to be rough feeding livestock on Monday with a few flurries and a couple scattered snow showers around and temperatures teens in the morning, 20s in the afternoon. That I'll show you here in a second. Now this is a little weak clipper that passes north of us though after Monday. So this is Tuesday evening to early Wednesday morning. Clipper passes north of our area. We do warm up a little bit on Tuesday, but a period of some scattered snow showers are possible. Notice the pinks here, even a little bit of light freezing drizzle in our southern counties can't be ruled out either. We may see a few light local dustings late Sunday night, Monday, and this could bring some dustings to the area around early Wednesday morning as well. Then the New Year's Eve period we got to watch, because first it looked like this clipper might stay north of our area. There are signs that we may get a period of snow showers around New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, as this little clipper tracks a hair farther to the south. And that could bring, if it does track where we think it might track now, we could very well have some dustings or a few spots with 1 inch of snow sort of thing. So we'll watch that one to see if that can bring us a little very minor accumulation. And then closer to the 5th of January, clipper will zip in from the northwest, and this one could bring some minor snowfall accumulation as well. Then we watch down the road after this brief cold snap, it warms up, we get some rain, and then this storm right here coming out of Oklahoma, not that one, that's some rain at first. This is the one that could bring some significant snowfall to the area towards mid-January with brutal cold behind that. But in the meantime, all right, so this is tonight. We got areas of fog for part of the night and some drizzle and some showers developing with winds picking up from the southeast, and they'll gradually turn to the south-southeast. But the temperatures will be rising. In fact, we're 48 at 8 o'clock. We're in the upper 50s by 4 a.m. and we are 60 degrees at 7 o'clock in the morning. And by 7 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning, it's 51 Rochester, 59 at Flora, and we're 62 at Cayuga, 60 at Pine Village, and a balmy 60 at Frankfort as well. The high tomorrow could very well get up to 66 degrees. And if we can do that, that would make it the warmest December 28th Our second warmest December 28th on record, and the warmest December 28th since 1984. The record 68. I don't think we'll tie or break it, but still abnormally warm when your normal high is about 34, 35 degrees. Speaking of Sunday, 61 at 8 o'clock in the morning, 63 noon, 66 at 3, and we're still in the 60s at 7. Some scattered showers at 8 a.m., the wind continuing to pick up and turning to the due south. And then we get that period of even some thunderstorms around late morning and into early afternoon, isolated severe weather risk, and then isolated severe weather risk late in the day as the main line comes in with the cold front. But look at those winds cranking up. Gusts 32 to 43 from the south-southwest later on tomorrow, with highs anywhere from 60 at Wheatfield to the upper 60s at Cayuga and Rockville and Attica, 66 at Flora and Camden. Now, let's look ahead to Sunday night because we're pinpointing these big changes ahead. 61 at 8, but look at that. We're down to 26 by midnight, a big temperature drop, almost kind of a flash freeze scenario, down to 16 by 7 o'clock in the morning. We get the severe weather risk, the isolated severe weather risk, and then it's just howling winds and a few scattered snow showers developing with time. But look at the wind though. Closer to midnight, winds gusting 40 to 52. But once we get to 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, gusts 44 to 57 miles an hour. So we may have a few power outages associated with that. And keep in mind, temperatures will be tanking. So if you lose power, your house is going to cool off quickly, given 15 with sustained winds near 30. So our wind chills 8 below 0 to 3 below 0 early on Monday morning. And lows 13 to 17. For Monday itself, it's still very windy right through the day. It's 15 early, but we're 19 at noon and 23 at 3. Overcast with a few scattered snow showers and a few light dustings through noon, and then we may get a couple breaks here and there for some dim sun. But after gusts of 55 miles an hour in some places in the morning to midday, still getting gusts 40 to 50, 51 in the afternoon. And wind chills will still be running 1 below 0 to 9 above during the afternoon, with highs you see right there at 18 to 25. Then we look beyond that point to the wind gusts that we're going to get. So these are the projected gusts. We take Sunday night, we take all of Monday. What's the highest gust that will likely be measured? 50 at Rochester, 57 Fowler, 57 miles an hour Morocco to Kentland, projecting a gust up to 50 miles an hour at the Purdue Airport, 54 Flora, 52 Logansport, and 46 at Rockville. Gusts as high as about 53 miles an hour at Pine Village. And again, please keep in mind there will be a few random power outages with that kind of wind. So after that very windy day, still breezy Tuesday, remember that little clipper with a few scattered snow showers and a little freezing drizzle Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. We do hit a high of 40 on Wednesday, but then we fall in the afternoon. It's a cold New Year's Day with 23. Keep in mind that New Year's Eve, maybe New Year's Day morning, there could be a period of snow showers with some dustings or maybe an inch. 20 on Friday with a morning low of 6. 31 Saturday, so we're headed in the right direction, we're warming up, and then we got to watch that other clipper closer to the 5th of January that may bring some snow with highs in the 30s and the 20s down the road.